welcome to today's stream, guys, and welcome to the recording mainly. So, if you're watching this afterwards, either on YouTube or Odysee, or maybe DTube, or maybe another platform, depending on where I am posting. So yeah. So why don't we get into this week's stories? So Xiaomi are releasing a tablet. So yeah, I don't think we've seen a big Xiaomi tablet to rival the iPad Pro before. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see that. Xiaomi have released a new phone. So yeah, they've released the new Xiaomi Mi Mix 4. Mi Mix 4. And that is exciting because there's a lot of new stuff with that. It's a very innovative kind of design, although it's only in China, sadly. But why don't we get into those stories? Of course, we've got the crypto stories about the hack that happened, the big hack, and how the money actually got returned. So yeah. And we're just going to be jumping into all of those stories, guys. So why don't we get into it? So, because I don't have my intro again, guys, why don't we just get straight... Yeah, why don't we just get straight into it, guys? With the first one. Why don't we go to the one about... Why don't we first go to the crypto stories? So, most of the... So, CoinDesk have returned the stolen funds of... what am I talking about, guys? Okay, so the hacker who hacked the Poly network has now actually returned the stolen funds from the hack. So they slowly but surely gave back all of the money. The Polychain is Poly network. I mean, is a decentralized. They're a DeFi platform. So yeah, which operates on the Binance Smart Chain and Ethereum and Polygon, and it was hit by a hack that drained 600 million in crypto earlier this week. So that was a lot of money, guys. Probably a lot of the money that they had. So they kind of begged for them to return it, and guess what? They did return it, guys, because this person is probably gonna be this person could be a white hat hacker. We're not sure on the situation currently. So yeah. So they said that they would give him $500,000 after he did this and return the funds. And the actual hacker declined. So they nicked money, they gave it back, and then they declined the reward for nicking the money and showing them how they could have had a lot more stolen from them. And for some reason, the hacker doesn't even want to take the money. So, who knows who this guy is? Who knows who this guy is? So we don't really know anything about this guy. So yeah, and they were able to obtain the IP address of the hacker and his email address, so that would have put some pressure on him to return the funds, clearly. I didn't know that part of the story, guys. So yeah. So apparently, if they hadn't returned the funds, maybe they could have been exposed. They might have been, put in, they could have been put in jail because of this, but they have returned the funds, so who knows what's going to happen now. I don't think that you still technically you still hacked somebody without their consent, so maybe this could be. They could get into some trouble, but I don't think that's going to happen, really. I think that they've returned the funds, so it's alright, but it does show a lot of flaws in the kind of DeFi space, in the kind of products, how they can have exploits, and you are trusting a computer program, basically. So yeah, and programs can have bugs. Obviously, all computer programs have bugs. Don't let anybody tell you that there's a computer program without one single bug. There could be a very basic program that has no bugs, but you know what? Most programs have bugs and exploits. It's a kind of fact of I guess computers. They can get exploited. So yeah. So why don't we kind of move along? Move along with the news, guys. So why don't we talk about the fact that Binance has been ordered by a London High Court to trace $2.6 million in money from hackers. Oh wait. Oh, okay. So apparently this so apparently somebody fetch.ai alleges hackers stole assets from its Binance account before then selling them for a fraction of the price. So I haven't really followed this story too much, but it appears, yeah. So it appears that so apparently their fetch.ai has apparently had their request granted, so they'll be able to they'll be able to have the accounts freezed of the hackers who hacked this. So yeah, so there's not much to report on this story except from some money might end up coming back to fetch.ai. And yeah, that's good for them, and it's nice to see some hackers losing their money. Some black hat hackers losing their money is a good thing, in my opinion. The money that they stole, I mean. So yeah. So it's interesting to see this happen, and it's just another, I guess, story about somebody stealing crypto and then actually getting justice. Like getting served justice, and being kind of kind of getting their funds frozen, and also they probably shouldn't have stored it on a centralized exchange, because that probably meant that they actually like with the centralized exchange they can just freeze your funds, so of course that was going to happen. Anyway, why don't we talk about the other story? The fact that DeFi has accounted for 75% of crypto hacks in 2021. So yeah, that's 2.7 times more than in 2020, according to a new report. So yeah, so this is so basically this means that yeah, so and yeah, so basically there's been a lot more fraud and kind of there's been more crypto hacks related to DeFi than ever. Of course, with decentralized finance, there's going to be a lot of crime, but I think it's worth having decentralized finance because it's important, and it's the original vision of like Bitcoin basically was to have a distributed kind of financial system. So I believe that centralized exchanges aren't actually that good, because you're basically just getting a bank at that point. So yeah, but hey, this is interesting. It's not surprising, and yeah, it worked out. So So it works out to the amount in DeFi hacks, according to this company, works out to 361 million. So yeah, that's a lot, and not surprising, really. I think I need to find that story, guys. I need to find the story about, like, the Xiaomi tablet. Just because for some reason I didn't put it in my notes. Silly me. Oh look, I found it, guys. I found it. Oh yeah, just so you know, guys, I'll be doing I'll look at the chat later after I've done the tech news segment. So yeah. Anyway, Xiaomi's Mi Pad 5 has been released. Not released. Has been announced. Has it been? Yeah, it has been announced. Anyway, oh yeah, it's being released. Yeah, we don't know when it's actually gonna be released when it comes to global availability, or if it will actually be available outside of China at all. That's the same for the Xiaomi Mi Mix 4. So yeah, there's a lot of uncertainty about if any of these products are actually coming out of China or if they're just staying in China. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see this new tablet. It has a thing called MIUI for Pad. So yeah, not iPad, Pad, guys. When you go to Android, you get a pad instead of an iPad. Anyway, why don't we continue? So yeah, so there's loads of specs that apparently blow Apple's devices out of the water, but the standard slate isn't anything to turn your nose up at. At its low price will likely be the more popular model. So yeah, so people like low prices. So yeah, so and with Xiaomi devices especially, Xiaomi are mainly pitched as a budget brand, so many people just buy their cheaper devices because why not just buy a Samsung or an Apple if you're that fancy, you know? So yeah, so you can look at Chinese pricing for an idea of how much it could cost outside of China if it ever comes. So the standard tablet is just at 1,999 yuan. Is that yuan? Yeah, I believe it's yuan. So yeah, which converts to about 220 quid or pounds, whatever. So yeah, and or $310. So yeah. So that's a really cheap tablet, guys. There's a version that bumps up the storage up to 256 gigs instead of 128 of the lower model, and that costs £260 or $350. And for the Pro model, the prices go up, but only by slightly. So it costs the 6 gigabytes of RAM the 6 gigabytes of RAM model costs £280. If you use US money, that's $390. So yeah, and that's pretty competitive. And the 6 gigabytes of RAM and 256 gigabytes of storage model is around £310, $430. So yeah, and of course here is the original Chinese yuan pricing, which of course has a very high number because Chinese yuan is not it's not very valued per yuan. Anyway, the top spec model is 8 gigabytes of RAM and 256 gigabytes of storage. And 5G compatibility, and that costs £390 and $540. So these could, because Chinese conversions are often lower than the final prices in the other regions, Xiaomi products usually don't go on sale in the US. And also, whenever Xiaomi launched their stuff over in other countries internationally, they usually end up pricing it way higher than other other devices. It's a thing, I guess. Then I mean other they end up pricing it higher than China. So yeah, than China. However, you won't be able to get accessories like a stylus or keyboard folio. Uh, so yeah, who knows though? They might actually release one. So maybe one day. But hey, yeah. So it has a 2.5K display. 120 hertz refresh rate. It's a 50 nits max brightness display. It's got LCD, HDR10 support. So yeah, the cameras on the front are hosted in the bezel, not in the cutout segments like other tablets. So yeah, in terms of looks, it looks like a lot of Mi 11 devices stretched out. So I mean, like a lot of Mi 11. Yeah, so the Mi 11 device stretched out. It looks like. So yeah. So with a similar looking camera bump. So yeah. And this is a pretty usual looking tablet. So yeah. It's available in white, black, or green. Although if they launch it internationally, who knows what the coloring is gonna be? Because quite often Chinese companies don't launch all of their colors in all countries. So yeah. So for performance, the Xiaomi Mi. The Xiaomi Mi Pad 5 uses a Qualcomm Snapdragon 810 chipset, whilst the Pad 5 Pro bumps that up to Snapdragon 870. So yeah. So, but of course they won't have the same performance as the 888. So yeah, or the 888 Plus. But they of course have pretty good performance, and it's pretty good, I guess. So yeah. So there's a new so of course this pad actually has some special software. So it has this new kind of fork of MIUI, so a new version of MIUI. So yeah, which works for tablets. So yeah. So it has a greater focus on multitasking, easily splitting split screening or app windows that you can drag about. An entertainment center was shown off, although it's probably going to be China only, the entertainment center, from the judging by the app. The app center was shown off, but it might not be over here. So yeah. What? They do have a keyboard folio. Anyway, yeah. So they also they have a stylus. So yeah. That's nice. The slate has a 8 megapixel front camera, a 13 megapixel rear camera, and the Pro has a 5 megapixel depth camera sensor. I mean, what am I talking about? The depth sensor. So yeah. On the 5G model, the rear camera is actually a 50 megapixel camera. So yeah, so that's a really good camera. But if you don't get the really good model, then you'll just be stuck with a white camera. Not the best, really. But of course, you have a tablet, so you probably have a phone as well. So you can probably get better photos from your phone. Anyway, yeah. So it has a 8,720 milliamp. Oh no. So yeah, it has 8,000. It says a power pack. I'm not sure if that means a battery. I'm guessing it is a battery. So yeah. So that's a lot of battery life right there. 8,720 milliamp hours, and if you get the Pro, 8,600 milliamp hours. That's a lot of battery life. I think I have to check that, guys. I'm not sure if that's true, but you know what? I guess it could be. I'm not sure. But hey, they're fast charging, so it's 67 watt wired power ink. So yeah. Whereas that's for the Pro model, whereas for the regular model it has 33 watts. So yeah, which beats most tablets. Most tablets don't have that fast charging, guys, and I don't think the iPad does either. So yeah, so that was a pretty long article, guys, but we got through that one. Now why don't we, guys? Why don't we talk about the Mi Mix 4? We seem to be going on a bit of a Xiaomi thing today, guys. So yeah. So this new smartphone has a under the screen camera. It was a China only event. So yeah. But we could see it revealed in a few months to the rest of the world, or it could just be China only, like the other devices that I've been talking about. The other device, I mean, but multiple devices because there's a Pro model. Anyway, yeah. So here's the pricing here. I'm not gonna read it out. I've worked out enough pricing already, guys. So yeah, but wait, I'll read out that it costs about £560 in Chinese, in British money, but it's of course in Chinese money to start with. So of course they're probably going to be charging way more for the actual phone in other regions. So yeah, but anyway, they have a camera under the display. So yeah, it has a big 6.67-inch AMOLED display. It has a USB-C port, but no 3.5mm headphone jack. But we've come to expect that for modern phones, guys. I don't think most people expect a 3.5mm headphone jack these days. So yeah. So the camera and battery. So it has a 20 megapixel shooter. So yeah. On the front, and of course that might not be as good because it's underneath the display, guys. But you know, it does turn off those pixels, but I can't imagine it being that good. But you know what? I'm sure it'll be alright, guys. The camera, you can go and get a DSLR if you want good quality, guys. Only joking. You could just use the back facing camera. Use one of those timers or whatever, I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, but on the back there's a 108 megapixel camera, which we've come to expect from the Xiaomi flagship phones. So yeah, it's a very high resolution camera. Your image processing can't really take advantage of all of that, but you know what, I guess it's helpful, and of course with future updates you can enhance it even more. So yeah, it's got a 4,500 milliamp hour battery. So yeah, so it's got a 120 watt wired charging. So yeah, which is really fast, guys. That'll be able to charge your phone to full in 20 minutes or less. So yeah. The wireless charging of 50 watt, which is still really fast. So yeah, but of course Xiaomi have used this spec before. When it comes to wireless charging. So hopefully they fix the overheating problem with the Mi 11 Ultra that we've seen with the Snapdragon 888 processor model, which is also in the Xiaomi Mi Mix 4. So yeah, so hopefully they have better cooling systems, but they spent a lot of time in the presentation talking about how good their cooling systems are, so hopefully they actually are up to scratch. So why don't we talk about the Moto Razr 2021 receiving Android 11. So yeah, so the Moto Razr 2019 has received Android 11. I remember when that device came out. It was a very innovative device. It was before the Z Flip, and it was pretty cool to see, but it wasn't the most complete phone really. It had didn't have the best specs, I remember. So yeah. So, but it has just got Android 11. So it's been a while. Since Android 11 has been released. So I would have hoped for better updates. But you know what? That's kind of what you expect with the Motorola phones at this price range. For some reason, when you go upper end, you are more likely to not actually get updates, which is bad. So you know what? I guess they expect you to buy another phone every 2 years or whatever, and we're not exactly sure if they're actually going to have Android 12, I don't think, with this model. So yeah, so I guess this is good if you're a Motorola Razr user, but don't expect any more updates, I don't think. So the Samsung Galaxy A03s has appeared in new renders, revealing more color options. So yeah, so we are now seeing some nice colors. We're seeing black. So we're seeing black, but now we're seeing blue and white. So yeah, so the source reveals that the smartphone will come with a 6.5 inch HD plus Infinity V display, Android 11 based on One UI Core 3.1, 128 gigabytes of storage, and 6 gigabytes of RAM. So yeah. There's also a 4 gigabyte of RAM model that has been spotted on Geekbench with a Helio G35 SoC, but that's rumor has it that the European unit will have 3 gigabytes of RAM and 32 gigabytes of storage on board. So clearly this phone won't be the most impressive phone, but it's clearly going to be a very kind of, what do you call it again? A very kind of price conscious phone. We haven't seen much we haven't had a word from Samsung about this yet, but the support page went live. The Indian support page went live the other day. Actually, last month, I mean. So, yeah. Yeah. So, why don't we get to the last of the phone news, guys? So, this is an interesting one. Maybe a bit of a privacy one as well, guys. Samsung Internet 15 has been released in beta, adding active tracking technology and a new search widget. So, yeah. There's a redesigned way to delete your browsing data. So now secret mode, which is like incognito mode for Samsung Internet. Now when it's turned on, it'll stay default until it's manually switched off, until going back to the normal state each time that the app is opened. So this could be good for your privacy. Although if I was using a Samsung phone, I would use Bromite browser or Phonetic. Those are two good privacy browsers. Don't use Samsung Internet unless you really like it, guys. But yeah, you could use it. I have no objection to it. So yeah. So there's also a new search widget for the home screen, so you can now select so you can have easy access to whatever search engine you've selected. It's resizable, a lot like the Google's own search bar, complete with a shortcut for voice actions. So yeah, so that's an interesting update to the the Samsung Internet app. Why don't we move to desktop news? There's only one article today. A new, I guess this could also be taken into the apps category, but there's a new app with bloat that actually fixes, deals with the bloatware of Windows 11 and fine tunes the OS. So yeah, it's a new unofficial tools called This Is Win 11. So you can see it on GitHub here. So you can download it on the releases page. So yeah, so it gets rid of the some of the bloatware. So that's really nice. So it lets you see an overview of pre-installed apps and lets you easily remove them, the ones that you don't want. It allows you to configure various settings like enabling dark mode, disabling new features like Snap Assist with minimal fuss. So this could be a cool app and it's open source. Thumbs up for me, guys. I like this, guys. So yeah. So this will be interesting. You could use Linux, guys, but you know what, or pretty much any other OS, guys, and it'll be better than Windows. But you know what, if you need Windows, guys, then at least this app will allow you to de-bloat it a bit and get rid of some of the privacy invasive bloatware on there, hopefully. So yeah. Moving into the privacy news. Apple regrets confusion over iPhone scanning. So this is from BBC News. Apple has said in a statement that of the tools to detect, you know what, stuff on the iPhone and iPad was jumbled pretty badly. And don't forget, this is also on Macs, guys. So yeah. So on the 5th of August, they announced this new image detection software that would alert Apple if there was known illegal images uploaded to iCloud. Privacy groups have criticised the news, with some saying Apple created a security backdoor into their software. The company said the announcement was widely misunderstood. So yeah. So they I don't think I've already covered this before. I don't really take Apple's argument of it being widely misunderstood. Of course they're gonna say that, guys. I don't really take it, guys. But you know what? They can implement it, and yeah. Uh, so the backlash over Apple's ill-considered move to scan U.S. customers' iPhones and computers has grown to include employees speaking out internally, as well as generating in in protests from leading technology policy intensified protests from leading technology policy groups. So yeah. So why don't we talk about another story? Facebook attacks research. So they're basically saying that basically they banned several accounts of New York University researchers who ran Ad Observer, an accountability project that tracked paid disinformation. And funny that they just banned it, guys. You know, that's a bit dodgy, guys. But you know what? It's a free open source browser extension that collects Facebook ads for independent scrutiny. Facebook has opposed the project, but now it's decided to attack the team, and her team is blowing the new whistle, a new blow to and her basically Facebook are doing a new blow to transparency. So they say that they're defending their users' privacy. So yeah. So they're saying, oh no, this could hurt their privacy. I mean, they could collect the data, guys. Well, guess what? You're collecting data, Facebook. You're not being held accountable for all the stuff that you're doing, Facebook. So guess what, Facebook? People are trying to actually monitor what you are doing. And now Facebook are tried to basically, didn't they? I believe they tried to take. They threatened legal action. I believe. So yeah. They just. So they really don't like transparency, guys, and it's time for more transparency with social networks. Some crypto social networks seem to be interesting when it comes to actually being able to say what you want to say, not get censored, and then actually not get targeted misinforming ads and disinformation for money. That doesn't happen. So yeah, and you can actually earn money for stuff that you do. Oh wow, you mean they don't try and monetize you and you monetize? What? Anyway, yeah, so of course Facebook has always been a horrible company as they are. So yeah. Not a horrible company, just a bad company, guys. I don't like them. Anyway, Twitter has toned down new buttons after the complaints of eye strain. People are getting headaches and eye strain due to Twitter's accessibility changes. So recently they rolled out all sorts of new design updates. So it was meant to make the website more accessible by using a proprietary typeface and increase contrast. So yeah. So apparently some people have had eye strain and headaches. this now the social network has announced it's adjusting the contrast levels to make the make the buttons easier on the eyes. So I guess that's cool, guys. Although apparently the chart font remains, even though they're supposed to, apparently the chart font might be giving people headaches, and I can see it, guys. I don't really like that font, guys. But you know what? Yeah, I don't really like this font here. No. It looks really ultra modern, but I don't really like it in a way. It looks a bit irritating. But you know what? I guess it is cool in a way, but apparently it's causing people headaches. So yeah, don't do that, guys. Don't cause people headaches. Anyway, why don't we get on to the next story? So why don't we talk about, after complaints and glitches, HBO Max promises to build a new app for Apple TV. So this is a story, guys. So HBO Max, after their app was launched, and it really wasn't very good apparently, and multiple key features were broken. Apparently, the company replaced the system's official APIs for its own solution, which caused several issues that were previously implemented through the the tvOS native player to stop working. So yeah, so they are aware of these issues that are coming, and they are updating the app, and they are building a new app for Apple TV. So yeah, and of course this is coming. So this is coming as Roku users and PlayStation users are getting the app. So yeah. So the Internet Archive wants publishers to publish sales data. So they want their sales data to show the digital library doesn't hurt sales. So yeah. So basically, there was a major lawsuit that said that the Open Library or the Internet Archive is effectively a piracy site. And now I don't agree with this. The Internet Archive is a great place. I really don't like people who claim it's a piracy site. Of course, they're just trying to get rid of all the stuff that they don't like on the internet. You know what? I don't like people who try and do that kind of stuff, guys. I'm not a big fan of censorship, guys. But you know what? The Internet Archive is actually a helpful place to get lots of helpful data, and like I've seen some very good kind of useful stuff on there before. You can get some nice music that's already which is royalty free, and also stuff that's out of copyright, maybe like Mozart or something. So yeah. So they've done some nice work, like offering a new service to help displaced learners during COVID-19. So yeah, but of course, because these Hollywood kind of brands always like to sue people over copyright stuff constantly, guys. Of course, they had to sue the Internet Archive. But you know what? I don't really like many of these brands who like to sue people because of copyright infringement, in their opinion. Even though quite a lot of the stuff on here is fair use, and it's just stuff on the kind of it's basically stuff on the internet that kind of there's lots of stuff on the Internet Archive that's very good and helpful, and it would be a shame to lose that all, as well as being able to browse the old internet. It would be a shame to lose that, but yeah. The broad request for data was denied by publishers. So so the Internet Archive needed their data about sales, and they didn't publish the data. So this clearly just shows how kind of innocent the Internet Archive in this, and how this lawsuit has absolutely no grounds, in my opinion. But that is my opinion, and I'm not a legal expert at all, and don't sue me. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, so the Internet Archive, so uh, so basically, yeah, so basically there's a lot of books listed in the complaint. Uh, however, they want sales data, and of course, these publishers won't give it to them. So yeah, that's an interesting article. I think that's the end of the tech news for today, guys. I thank you for watching. Check me out on Odyssey and LBRY. Those are great platforms. You should actually really be checking me out on LBRY desktop app mainly, but you can check me out on Odyssey if you want a really user-friendly experience. But if you want to stay away from LBRY Inc. a bit more, then you can use the desktop app if you prefer to have a bit more privacy as well, and if you want to turn off analytics and stuff, that could be helpful. So check me out on all of the platforms that I'm on. I'm also on DTube, I'm on Hive, I'm on like Meta Cafe. I'm on loads of platforms, guys. So yeah. So thank you for watching, and peace out.